Hi, Tyler. Just want to get your reaction to the DIJONAI ejection and what you saw happen on that play.
In the moment, I thought that she made a play on the ball. I didn't think it warranted a flagrant two. I didn't see the replay, when it happened. So that was my initial thoughts. But the officials made what they made. I haven't looked at that play since, so I really don't know if it was justified or not. But that's what I thought in the moment.
I put together a little clip of DJ Carrington, who is definitely one of the dirtiest players in the WNBA.
Yeah, so Carrington is a dirty player, probably the dirtiest player in the league. And then she has the audacity to go online right after her ejection and claim that she got ejected because of racism.
And then Cunningham gets into the face of DIJONAI.
Welcome back to my channel, where you can find breaking news and the most recent WNBA headlines. We hope you enjoy this video, which is another brand new update we have for you today. Click the subscribe button, enable notifications, and let's get started. DIJONAI Carrington, a key player for the Chicago Sky, was reportedly suspended by the head coach after she got into an altercation with Sophie Cunningham, a star player for the Indiana Fever. The ban follows what many are characterizing as a fight that broke out during their most recent game, leading to a blatant foul call that has now turned into a major controversy. In the wake of the incident, the WNBA said that it was investigating claims of hostile remarks made by fans. However, things have now drastically changed, with DIJONAI Carrington being disciplined internally by her own club. According to people close to the organization, DIJONAI Carrington's actions after the play and her reaction to the investigation that followed may have contributed to the suspension in addition to the on-court altercation. The Chicago Sky and Indiana Fever were playing a physically demanding game when the altercation that resulted in this historic ruling took place in the third quarter.
The plays. Look. Yanking her hair down. Oh, that's a basketball play, y'all. And tell me if you notice a common denominator. Look. Basketball play, look. Basketball play. I didn't know you can rip somebody's hair out. That's a basketball. Look. Ankle injury. That's a basketball play, y'all. Look, poke right now. It's not this many basketball plays in the world. There's not this many coincidences in the world. She went up like this and came down like this and poked an eye. Knocked her all upside her head. Now she got seats. Like, this is what you call a track record. Look, not even going for the ball. Like, come on.
But that's what DIJONAI Carrington.
Sophie Cunningham got back up after DIJONAI Carrington attacked her, and the two engaged into a fight to stop things from going worse. They were quickly separated by players from both teams. As the players attempted to keep Sophie Cunningham and DIJONAI Carrington apart, the entire situation abruptly got tense. DIJONAI Carrington was the target of a chorus of jeers from the Indianapolis crowd in response, which would later be described in dramatically varied ways depending on one's point of view. The dispute appeared to be momentarily restricted to the floor as the Indiana Fever pulled away for a commanding victory. But within hours, accusations started to surface on social media that Indiana Fever supporters had gone beyond their enthusiastic support to act inappropriately toward DIJONAI Carrington. Despite doubts regarding their accuracy, many saw the WNBA's prompt announcement of an investigation as legitimate. Setting the stage for what would turn out to be one of the most contentious moments in recent basketball history, the WNBA proclaimed that it vehemently condemns racism, bigotry, and any kind of discriminatory behavior. However, the Chicago Sky coach's decision to ban DIJONAI Carrington has now caused the tale to take an unexpected turn. Team insiders claim that the entire incident embarrassed the organization and that DIJONAI Carrington's behavior during and after the game went against the team's professional standards.
Carrington made a basketball play, and the refs made a basketball ruling. So can we stick to basketball for a moment? Basketball play. She was attempting to go for the ball. At least she said so. She missed, and she missed egregiously. She missed, and she flagrantly hit Sophie Cunningham in the head. Now, flagrant two, by definition, if you hit somebody with so much force that it could lead to injury, and if it doesn't appear to be a play on the ball. Though DIJONAI's intention was to play the ball, her impact was all on Sophie Cunningham's head.
According to reports, DIJONAI Carrington's ban is indefinite, and before he can return to the active roster, he must fulfill specific behavioral requirements. DIJONAI Carrington was suspended by the Chicago Sky organization after they issued a statement that many perceived as escalating the claims made in a bogus Twitter post about Indiana Fever supporters. Some have speculated that the ban is more about damage control than actual disciplinary issues because of this apparent contradiction, especially since the team has been under fire for spreading unsubstantiated allegations about the Fever fanbase. Commentators on ESPN's extensive coverage of the suspension disagree over whether the penalty is appropriate for the offense. As one headline put it, Stephen A. puts various media personalities on the spot, alluding to a contentious segment in which celebrities were questioned on how they framed the dispute and how they responded to the suspension news. The circumstances pose hitherto unheard-of difficulties for the WNBA. The attention Sophie Cunningham's arrival and her battle with established talents like DIJONAI Carrington have brought to the league has greatly helped it. Social media usage has skyrocketed, television viewership has increased, and women's basketball is being discussed more widely than ever before. But the suspension and the ongoing dispute threaten to overshadow the actual basketball game. The ban is a major blow to DIJONAI Carrington, who had a bright beginning to her WNBA career. DIJONAI Carrington entered the professional ranks with great hopes and a reputation as a ferocious competitor, having excelled at Baylor and led her team deep in national competitions. She is now permanently sidelined and her professionalism and temperament are being questioned. Meanwhile, Sophie Cunningham is still a standout player on the court, bringing the league unparalleled exposure. After Sophie got a flagrant foul while acting as a protector on the court, Sophie Cunningham said, "I guess when you take a girl's head off, people love that stuff." Are you aware of what transpired following that foul? Sophie Cunningham gained 1 million new TikTok fans in just 1 week, received praise for her enforcement skills, and received an endorsement from Ring a week later. I take protecting my girls on the court very seriously, as you all know. However, what is safeguarding my home court, that is, my own house? Ring was the obvious choice. Sophie Cunningham experienced that. Soon after, DIJONAI wrote on forums about white privilege. The only issue I have with it is, whose white privilege are you referring to? At least temporarily, the Chicago Sky will now have to play the rest of their schedule without one of its important players. Both the team's performance during DIJONAI Carrington's absence and any remarks made by players or coaches about the ban will be attentively examined. Regardless of the initial terms for her return, pressure to reinstate DIJONAI Carrington sooner rather than later may increase if the team struggles. Finding a way to capitalize on the strong excitement sparked by the competition between Sophie Cunningham, DIJONAI, and Carrington without letting it turn into the kind of off-court drama that now threatens to eclipse the game itself is the WNBA's task. Whether this event turns out to be a positive turning point or a warning will depend on how the league handles both the inquiry into fan behavior and its reaction to DIJONAI Carrington's punishment. What really happened during and after the game is still up for debate as fans and the media process the news of DIJONAI Carrington's suspension. Social media posts have been examined for hints about what actually transpired, video evidence has been examined frame by frame, and witness statements have been closely examined. As is frequently the case in these kinds of circumstances, the truth is probably somewhere in the middle of the conflicting accounts. It is evident that women's basketball has garnered national attention in ways that were previously unthinkable. Making sure that this focus results in long-term growth rather than transient controversy is the current problem. In addition to the league and its players, media outlets, social media platforms, and fans themselves bear some of the blame for this. As the season goes on, it is hoped that attention will shift back to the court, where a new generation of exceptional players is transforming women's basketball and motivating millions. If the rivalry between Sophie Cunningham, DIJONAI, and Carrington is allowed to grow naturally through competition rather than being defined by bans, investigations, and off-court drama, it has the potential to become one of the greatest stories in sports. However, the basketball community is currently waiting to find out when or if DIJONAI Carrington will play again and what the consequences of this suspension will be for her career, the Chicago Sky, and the WNBA in general. One thing has become unavoidable as this tale develops. The WNBA is no longer functioning in the background of the sports industry. Millions of fans across watch, discuss, debate, and analyze every game, rivalry, contentious moment, and comment. What began as a basketball rivalry has now expanded to a much larger scale. Additionally, DIJONAI Carrington's suspension has brought an unexpected new chapter to a story that has already captured the attention of the whole basketball community. However, a game is still being played behind the controversy, disputes, and headlines. Every day, players strive to develop their abilities, compete at the top level, and create something unique for women's basketball's future. Every time Sophie Cunningham takes the court, she continues to draw a lot of attention, but DIJONAI Carrington is now unsure of what will happen next. It remains to be seen if this suspension turns out to be a short-term setback or something that permanently alters how teams and fans perceive her. The next chapter is fascinating precisely because of this ambiguity. While the WNBA must carefully handle the increasing attention surrounding its players and greatest storylines, the Chicago Sky will need to go forward while managing the strain surrounding their organization. Fans will also keep posing the queries that have filled social media. What actually took place? Was the penalty appropriate? Was there a different way to address the situation? Above all, what comes next? The answers to such inquiries might not be straightforward, and it might take some time for the whole truth to emerge. However, one thing is certain, the story is not yet complete. Every game involving Sophie Cunningham, DIJONAI Carrington, and the Chicago Sky will garner more attention as the season progresses. Every response will be scrutinized, every word will be studied, and every moment on the court has the potential to be the next big story. The end objective should always be the same: growing the sport and providing women's basketball with the respect, acknowledgement, and platform it deserves, even when controversy may temporarily draw attention. Women's basketball can produce the same thrill, passion, rivalries, and memorable moments that fans have always expected from sports, as the next generation of stars is already demonstrating. Therefore, whether or not people are watching is no longer a question. They most certainly are. What this moment will imply when the season is ultimately over is the true question. Will it turn out to be a pivotal moment that makes the league even more powerful? Or will it be just another controversy that made headlines for a short while? Time will tell. The basketball community will be keeping a tight eye on things until then, anticipating the next game, statement, and chapter. And if what we've seen thus far is any guide, this drama may yet have some of its most significant moments to come. This is far from over, so pay attention. To ensure you don't miss the next significant WNBA update, please like the video, subscribe to WNBA Core, and enable notifications if you like this analysis. Because we'll be here to dissect everything when the next chapter comes out.